you for being with us on the Feast of St. Benedict. Our top story tonight, President Joe Biden continues his 5-day trip to Europe. The NATO Summit in Lithuania started today and is front and center. It looks like Sweden will now join NATO. But as far as Ukraine joining the alliance, well, that will have to wait. And Ukraine's president is not too happy about that, unleashing some harsh criticism. White House correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen?
Tracy, President Joe Biden and other NATO leaders are expected to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday. Now, NATO said today Ukraine can join the alliance, but it's not going to happen during the middle of a war. And for that, Zelensky ripped into NATO. Lots of smiles as world leaders, including President Joe Biden, gather at the NATO Summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, posing for a group photo. And while President Biden sat down with Lithuania's president, he noted NATO's growing numbers, including Finland and soon Sweden.
Thank you, Mr. President, for hosting this historic summit at an important time. The first time that NATO leaders will meet with 31 together, and looking forward to a meeting very soon with 32 members, with the addition of Sweden.
President Biden has touted NATO's expansion as an example of how Russia's invasion of Ukraine backfired on Moscow. And today, NATO leaders agreed to allow Ukraine to join, just not yet. Instead, quote, when allies agree and conditions are met. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan reminded reporters in Lithuania,
as President Biden noted, bringing Ukraine into the alliance now here in Vilnius would bring NATO into war with Russia.
As NATO met, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was welcomed with loud cheers as he attended a concert in support of his country, held in the capital of Lithuania today. He blasted NATO's failure to set a timetable for Ukrainian membership, calling it absurd, adding, uncertainty is weakness. The Baltic states, including Lithuania, have pushed for a strong show of support and a clear pathway toward membership for Ukraine. Also today, President Biden thanked Turkey for agreeing to advance Sweden's bid to join NATO. The Turkish president has been seeking advanced American fighter jets and a path toward membership in the European Union. Now, a Kremlin spokesman said NATO's expansion is, quote, one of the reasons that led to the current situation, and warned against putting Ukraine on the fast track for NATO membership. Now, tomorrow the NATO meetings continue in Lithuania, and President Biden is set to deliver a speech. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.